A short time after the discovery of worn shaft system, Bible scholars paid attention to the possibility that the shaft or the entire system is actually mentioned in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And indeed, in the second book of Samuel, chapter 5, the description of David and his troops conquering Jerusalem from the Jebusites is described. And there it says that they did it by means of a tzínor. I have to use here the word in the original, tzínor, whatever it is. Tzínor today in modern Hebrew means a pipe leading water. Of course, we cannot use the modern meaning of the modern Hebrew meaning. The question is what it meant in ancient times. Well, most of the scholars, if not all of them, said tzínor is actually that vertical shaft 13 meters high through which the troops of David climbed, entered the city in a hidden way and captured it from the Jebusite. In addition, in the first book of Chronicles, it said that Joab, the son of Tzruya, conquered the city, actually assaulted the city. Vaya'al Yoav, he climbed. Vaya'al means that he climbed something. And shortly after, people actually combined those two passages and said Yoav is the man who climbed the shaft, although it's said in two different descriptions. I came to this problem when we have shown that the shaft itself is actually not a component of the ancient Canaanite water system, right? That it was not seen, it was not accessible, nobody knew about it. People went on top of the hard rock layer and didn't know that a meter below their feet is actually a vertical, natural cavity in the rock, which was later exposed. The problem of the tzínor is not an archaeological problem, in my opinion. It is a linguistic and a biblical problem. The philologists of the Hebrew and ancient Canaanite probably language should come to me and say what, in their opinion, is the exact meaning of tzínor. And then I will be able to tell them if we have found it or not. If it is indeed something, a technical term of a cavity in the rock, whether natural or man-made, if it is indeed such a thing, then we have found it. It's not the shaft which one climbed through, but it is what we call the rock cut pool. It is an entity in the rock which somebody has to climb. It is even more difficult than to climb one shaft, and through this enter the city. We just moved the location of the story by about 10 meters. If indeed tzínor is something done in the rock in ancient times. As for Joab, I think that there is a misunderstanding of the word vaya'al. Vaya'al means that he climbed, and that everybody understood it, that he climbed this rock cavity or rock cut thing. But vaya'al means simply climbed, and but you can also understand it that he has assaulted a fortification, right? He assaulted a fortification, and in my opinion, this assault was done not in a clandestine, underground, hidden way, but just in front of the two armies, the Jebusites on the wall, protecting the city or trying to do it, and the Israelites outside besieging the place. And actually everybody was waiting for the first brave men to do it and to climb and assault the wall in face of everybody. And for this act of courage, he actually received what was promised to be the head of the army later, as the biblical narration goes. And this is what was actually done. So the Zinor still lives the theory, only we have moved it by a few meters from one location to another one.